Bro, Drake has been beefing with a wall for almost a decade, bro. Why Pharrell never respected Drake? Man, let's check it out.
Stranger to rap feuds, with infamous clashes against Common, Meek Mill, Pusha T, and more recently, Kendrick Lamar. Yet, one rivalry stands out for its peculiar one-sidedness, and it's his ongoing tension with Pharrell Williams. Despite Drake's repeated taunts,
bro, Drake has been beefing with a wall for almost a decade, bro.
Sneak disses and outright jabs, Pharrell has maintained a stoic silence, never directly engaging. And their dynamic is as puzzling as it is intriguing, with fans speculating about what keeps Pharrell silent in the face of Drake constantly trying to provoke him. But what many don't realize is Pharrell's tension with Drake actually traces back over a decade, and it didn't even begin with Drake. It started with Lil Wayne, and even before that, with Birdman. But to fully understand the roots of this ongoing beef, we need to rewind.
Whoa, why Pharrell looked exactly the same, just the haircut?
Born on April 5th, 1973, Pharrell grew up in the Atlantis projects in Virginia Beach. His love for music began as he listened to old records.
This man got insane aging genes. I'm gonna need some Pharrell's Hashirama cells or something, bro. Inject them and stuff.
Flying around the house, which prompted him to listen to the likes of
I probably need to stop drinking caffeine and stuff.
Aretha Franklin, Stevie Wonder, and others. As Pharrell's interest in music grew, his grandmother gave him his first snare drum, and Pharrell's journey in music began. Pharrell joined the school band as a percussionist, where he met Chad Hugo, who played the saxophone. He and Chad connected instantly and began making music together non-stop. Inspired by the King Neptune statue on Virginia Beach and their roots in the Atlantis projects, it seemed fitting to call themselves the Neptunes. Virginia Beach didn't exactly have a booming music scene like New York or Los Angeles, which initially left Pharrell feeling hopeless about pursuing a music career. However, this changed when Teddy Riley moved into the area and opened a studio called Future Records, right across from Pharrell's high school. By that time, Riley had already achieved legendary status in the music industry, working with artists like Dr. Dre, Mary J. Blige, and most famously, Michael Jackson. To give back to the community, Riley began hosting talent shows at Pharrell's school. Instantly impressed by Pharrell and Chad's talent, Riley brought them into his studio, and the duo later signed with his label. Pharrell soon found himself contributing to Riley's work on the record Rump Shaker by Rex and Effect, which earned him major writing credits for his contribution. And from there, his career began to really take off. Under Riley's mentorship, the duo honed their craft and quickly became some of the most sought-after producers and writers in the music industry. They collaborated with artists ranging from Gwen Stefani and Justin Timberlake to Snoop Dogg, producing over 24 songs that reached the US Billboard Hot 100 charts. By 2001, Pharrell and Chad Hugo had established their own label imprint, Star Trek Entertainment. The label became home to an impressive roster of talent, including Khalees, Robin Thicke, and Teyana Taylor, as well as a joint venture with Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style record label. And most notably, Star Trek signed the rap duo Clipse. Pharrell's and Chad's innovative production style was gaining serious
Who is that boy?
attention far and wide, including from none other than Birdman, who wanted to capitalize on the fresh, game-changing sound the Neptunes were bringing to the table. The song, What Happened to That Boy, came to fruition as the Cash Money and Star Trek camps came together on one of the biggest songs of the year. The track's infectious production and unconventional flows from both Birdman and Clipse made it an instant
why
hit.
does Clipse look exactly the same? Why does Malice and Pusha T look exactly the same to this day? They both look the same. Pusha T look a little older though.
While the track was a success, it also became the starting point for Pharrell and Pusha T's long-lasting beef with Cash Money.
He look exactly the same. Birdman look the same too.
Basically, Birdman, who is notorious
Hey, black don't crack. Black do crack.
known for being frugal with his money, reportedly never paid Pharrell or Chad Hugo for the instrumental of What Happened to That Boy. This financial slight would create the divide between Pharrell and the Cash Money camp. From that point on, tensions escalated between Birdman and Pharrell and their respective crews. This included Pusha T and the rest of Clipse on one side, and Cash Money artists like Lil Wayne on the other. The situation worsened in 2005 when Lil Wayne entered the picture.
Bro, I don't understand why people just be like, hey, they beefing, and I don't want to be a part of that. I'ma just, you know what I'm saying, mind my business. Why do people in the middle got to be in the middle if like they aren't the ones that's beefing? Like, why does the beef affect Lil Wayne if Birdman and if Pharrell is beefing? You see what I'm saying? Like, why can't Lil Wayne just, you know what I'm saying, be on the pick his side but don't be in the beef? You know what I'm saying? That makes the stuff sticky.
Actually asked Pharrell for a Billionaire Boys Club outfit to wear in a music video, but Pharrell refused, still understandably bitter for not being paid for the What Happened to That Boy beat. Undeterred, Wayne purchased the clothes himself and rocked them in his video anyway. In the 2006 Smack DVD video, Wayne even doubled down by rocking Bape, another brand Pharrell had deep ties to through his friendship with Japanese designer and owner Nigo. To top it off, Wayne flaunted his all Bape look on the cover of Vibe magazine to continue getting back at Pharrell. The feud escalated musically in 2006 when Clipse and Pharrell responded with the track Mr. Me Too. The song took direct shots at Wayne, with No Malice delivering the cutting line, "Bite the style from the shoes to the watches," and Lil Wayne didn't hold back in his rebuttal. In the now infamous 2006 interview with Complex,
I was wondering, bro, what type of swag was Pusha T rocking? I guess with his proximity with Pharrell, he was rocking Bape and Billionaire Boy.
he dismissed Pharrell outright, saying, "Who the f is Pharrell? Do you really respect him? That wore Bapes and y'all thought he was weird. I wore it and y'all thought it was hot. Come on now." Then walked around with that looked like you. Y'all thought he was—
Wait, what? I don't see anything like that. You talking to the best. Talk to me like you're gonna talking to the best. I don't see no clips. Come on, man. Wheezy, man. They had to do a song with us to get hot, B. What happened to that boy? Come on, B. Don't do that, dog. This is a legend you're talking right here. 14 years, B. How many years them been around? This gotta be Birdman. Who the is Pharrell? Do you really respect him? That wore Bapes and y'all thought he was weird. I wore it and y'all thought it was hot. Come on, man. Come on now. These walked around with that looked like you. Y'all thought he was crazy. If I did it, y'all are killers.
It was crazy. If I did it, y'all gonna think these are killers. After dissing Pharrell, Lil Wayne continued a beef that was already 5 years old. However, Pharrell never officially responded to these remarks. Understandably, Clipse defended Pharrell, but the beef would be dormant for a couple of years until a newcomer entered the industry.
Drizmas!
Drake and Pusha T's feud is one of hip-hop's most storied rivalries, marked by years of subliminal shots, direct disses, and moments that shook the culture. However, not many people know it was a part of a larger beef between Pharrell and Cash Money, because after Drake signed to Cash Money Records and was deeply loyal to his mentor Lil Wayne, he found himself inheriting the beef with Pusha T. Push set his sights on Drake and the track Don't—
I don't like you popping, Pharrell. I inherit the beef. Man, let me see you push a T. You better off spinning him again. You think about pushing me. Drake wanted to inherit the beef. Kendrick inherited the beef.
with me. A diss track built on Drake's
Pharrell,
own
Pusha
Dreams
T.
Money Can Buy beat, after Pusha felt Drake subbed in with this line. In the song, Pusha fired multiple shots, including a jab at Drake's lyric writing and a critique of his unwillingness to confront Kanye West and Jay-Z directly. The rivalry continued for a while, with sporadic shots traded between the two on various tracks from 2013, but the beef reached its boiling point in 2018, when Pusha released Daytona, the closing track, and for Red, reignited the feud by accusing Drake of relying on ghostwriters. Drake quickly responded with Duppy Freestyle, which, as we all know by now, prompted Pusha T to release arguably one of the most brutal diss tracks in hip-hop history with The Story of Adidon.
Bro, it's gonna be bro, this song right here, this gotta be the greatest diss track of all time, bro. The Story of Adidon, Super Ugly, Euphoria, top three, all time. Nah, this is number one. The Story of Adidon. Nah, this bro. What? You are hiding a child. Let that boy come home. Deadbeat motherfucker playing Border Patrol. Woo! Adonis is your son. He deserves more than an Adidas press run. That's real. Love that baby. Respect that girl. Forget that she's a porn star. Let her be your world. Yuck.
Resulting in Drake's first public L.
Man.
But this is where things start to get interesting, because 3 years on from Drake's 2021 feud with—
Forget that she's a porn star. Let her be your world. Bro, what? That like, he could have just said that and that would have been like, damn, bro. He didn't even have to bring up Adonis' name. Adonis is your son, and he deserves more than an Adidas press run. Love that baby. Respect that girl. Forget that she's a porn star. Let her be your world. Yuck. Oh man, forget that she's a porn bro. Drake gotta spin on some couple. He gotta spin the block on a couple of niggas, bro. I like, bro. I don't condone violence. I don't want to see violence, but like as a man, you gotta smack the shit out of Pusha T.
With Pusha, after the passing
you just gotta smack him, bro.
of Virgil Abloh, Pharrell was named the new creative director of Louis Vuitton, and this didn't sit well with Drake.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Base 44.
During a transformative period in his career, Pharrell launched one of the world's first online auction platforms, which he named Jupiter. The inaugural auction, titled Son of a Pharaoh, was a tribute to his father, Pharrell Williams, and featured a curated collection of items that carried monumental significance in hip-hop history. Among the pieces up for bidding were several iconic chains from Pharrell's time in the music and fashion industries. These included his billionaire Boys Club pendant, a symbol of his groundbreaking clothing brand, his NERD chain, representing his legendary music group, and even a solid gold Sony PSP. Before the auction, these artifacts were displayed in New York City on October 15th, 2022, before being sold later that month. Pharrell announced that the proceeds from the auction would be donated to Black Ambition, an initiative he founded to support Latinx and Black entrepreneurs, particularly women. And thanks to this noble cause and the incredible value of the items up for sale, the auction was a massive success, grossing over $5.25 million, most of which came from an anonymous buyer. Shortly after this auction in 2022, Drake and 21 Savage dropped their collaborative album, Her Loss, which included Drake's solo track, Jumbotron Poppin'. In early 2023, the music video for the song sparked controversy.
I love that song. I was so disappointed when I found out Lil Yachty wrote it.
As it prominently showcased Pharrell's iconic jewelry and auctioned items. From start to finish, Drake flexed these pieces, making it clear he had purchased nearly every notable chain from the Son of a Pharaoh auction. The video was filled with shots of Drake flaunting Pharrell's chains, a move seemingly intended to taunt him, and despite his deliberate effort, Pharrell chose to keep it classy and not respond to Drake's antics. Later in 2023, Drake took the rivalry further on the track Meltdown from Travis Scott's album Utopia.
Hey, I melted that chains that I bought from your boss, give a fuck about all of that heritage shit. He's been out around the members that hung up the Louis, they not even wearing that shit. Hey, Drake is Drake. We all know that. We're not gonna play like Drake is just some, like, you know what I'm saying? People be trying to play Drake like he's trash. He's Drake. That's all I gotta say. He's Drake.
Drake.
He might been lagging the last couple years. Like, I don't know what's been up with his mental. He might just need to hang it up. But hey.
Dissed both Pharrell and Pusha T with the lines that made his intentions crystal clear. My schedule is out.
My schedule is out. Come spinners for real, man. Fuck out of spinning the narrative shit. I felt that shit out of
for real. Man, forget all that spinning the narrative stuff. I melt down the chains that I bought from your boss. Give a damn about all of that heritage stuff. Now, Drake obviously doesn't hold back here, with fans speculating that his emphasis on the words "for real" was a subtle nod to Pharrell, especially since he immediately launches into a diss aimed squarely at Pusha T. Drake taunts Pusha by referring to the jewelry he bought from Pharrell's auction, mocking Pusha T by calling Pharrell his quote-unquote boss. And since Pusha T was signed to Pharrell's label Star Trek early in his career, Drake uses this connection to demean both Pharrell and Pusha, diminishing the significance of Pharrell's jewelry by threatening to melt it down, a statement underscoring how little he values Pharrell's legacy and heritage tied to Pharrell's contributions to hip-hop. But Drake didn't stop there and followed up with even more jabs, delivering lines like, "Since V not around, the members done hung up the Louis. They not even wearing that stuff. Don't come to the boy about repaying some
that gotta be capped, because Pharrell, I like Pharrell's the stuff he been putting out with Louis Vuitton. It's hard. If I had the money, I'd be buying it. No cap.
Don't come to the boy about sparing some stuff.
Hey, when we get our bands up, I'm spinning that block. I'm buying it somewhere. Grilled, StockX, Goat. I don't know where it's gonna be at, but I'm gonna buy it if it's still out. If he's still making it. Hold on.
Lucky that Vogue was suing, because I would have been with the Wasses in Paris and stuff. Here, Drake laments the passing of Virgil Abloh and takes aim at Pharrell, now the creative director at Louis Vuitton, insinuating that the brand has lost its edge under Pharrell's leadership. He even loosely threatens that he would have shown up to Pharrell's first Louis Vuitton show in Paris with the Was Gang, a Toronto street gang. However, due to his legal battle with Condé Nast, the media conglomerate behind Vogue, he didn't have the time. The settled lawsuit happened after Drake and 21 Savage launched a fake press campaign for their album Her Loss, which included parody content like a mock NPR Tiny Desk, SNL performance, and Vogue cover, which Condé Nast sued them for copyright infringement. Unlike Drake's typical subliminal disses, this verse is a blatant attack on Pharrell, leaving no room for misinterpretation. The tension also placed Travis Scott in an awkward position, as Pharrell produced and co-wrote the track.
Travis Scott is always in awkward positions. He does it to himself. Like, why would you let this man get on the, you know what I'm saying? He did it with Drake. He did it to Drake too. The irony. with Kendrick and Future and Metro Boomin, he was begging them to play like that. Begging them to play like that.
Track Love featuring Kid Cudi on Utopia. Additionally,
he was like, play that.
Pharrell and Travis had recently collaborated on the song Down in Atlanta. Still, despite Drake's repeated provocations, Pharrell refused to respond, maintaining his silence and composure. In 2024, Kendrick Lamar returned to the spotlight with a
said, woke up looking for the broccoli. Hockey, keep a horn on me. That Kamasi, IP on the shoot. That blueprint is by me. Mistake.
Show-stopping verse on Metro Boomin and Future's We Don't Trust You. On the track Like That, Kendrick teased his reemergence, but it wasn't until Drake dropped Push-Ups that the gloves came off. Kendrick fired back with his first direct diss track aimed at Drake titled Euphoria. In it, Kendrick spits, I don't like you.
Top 3 diss tracks of all time, ka. Euphoria. Top 3. I don't like you popping Pharrell. From him, I inherit the beef. Yeah. All that pushing P. Let me see you push a T. You better off spinning him again. You think about pushing me. He's Terrence Thornton. I'm Terrence Crawford. Yeah, I'm whooping feet. This gotta be friend for you. That way, I know. Got him loud. That look like a stage. But I'm who the greatest is always been about love and hate. Let me see. I'm the biggest hater. I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. I hate the way that you dress.
You popping stuff at Pharrell. For him, I inherit the beef. Yeah, forget all that pushing P. Let me see you push a T. You better off spinning again on him before you think about pushing me. Here, Kendrick shows his loyalty to Pharrell, making it clear he's stepping in to defend him after years of Drake's taunts. By saying he inherits the beef, Kendrick draws a parallel to how Drake inherited Lil Wayne's feud with Pusha T. The Pushin' P line works on multiple levels, referencing both the Gunna and Future hit Pushin' P and Pharrell's nickname, P. Now, at this point, this feud has drawn in some of hip-hop's most influential figures, with Drake, Pusha T, Pharrell, and Kendrick at the center of a battle that blends legacy, personal grievances, and creative rivalries. But Drake wasn't done, because on his diss track Family Matters, using both his lyrics and the accompanying music video to deliver a pointed response, Drake dropped the line, "You want to take up for Pharrell? And come get his legacy out of my house."
You want to take up for Pharrell? Then come and get his legacy out of my house? A cease and desist is for hoes. Can't listen to the lies that come out of your mouth. You call, but that was real ironic because you know what I'm saying. How do I got one live viewer, bro? I was looking at my OBS and it said I had a view. I'm not even live. Yeah, Drake is a hypocrite.
This was
for that line, because he said cease and desist is for hoes, but he's suing over not like us.
Direct jab at Kendrick, with Drake essentially taunting him to retrieve Pharrell's possessions and quote-unquote legacy, now in Drake's hands following the Jupiter auction. It's a sly remark, implying that if Kendrick truly wants to inherit Pharrell's beef, he should have stepped up and purchased the items himself. In the video, Drake reinforces this sentiment by again prominently
Pharrell's chains is hard though, oh my gosh.
Displaying Pharrell's iconic chains, which are worn by his longtime accountant, OVO Juju. This visual flex makes it clear that Drake is claiming.
Bro, it's like OVO everybody. OVO Juju, OVO Mark, OVO David, OVO Tico, OVO Baco, OVO Chubbs, OVO 44, OVO 40, OVO 43, OVO 41, OVO 42, OVO 37. Like
ownership of Pharrell's legacy, at least in a material sense, and doesn't intend to remove his foot from his neck. Kendrick responded decisively with 2 back-to-back tracks, Meet the Grams and Not Like Us, which effectively destroyed Drake in this beef and shifted the narrative in Kendrick's favor by the early summer of 2024. Tracks continued Kendrick's strategy of exposing Drake's alleged private misdeeds and casting doubt on his public persona.
Double life drops.
Pharrell, who had remained silent throughout this feud, finally broke his silence indirectly. Just weeks after Kendrick's diss tracks, Pharrell released Double Life, a song from the Despicable Me 4 soundtrack.
Pharrell dissed this nigga on the goddamn children's movie soundtrack.
While the track was written for a children's movie, the lyrics raised eyebrows as they seemed to address many of the
what are you hiding?
Issues Kendrick had brought to light about Drake.
Hey, side note, this movie is fire. I like this Despicable Me. Despicable Me is getting dragged like Shrek is, but like, I fuck with it.
The song contains lines like, "Hey, what are you hiding? What are you doing when you're gone? Your life, double-sided, two-faced like coins. What side do I get? Which side are you on?" These lyrics were wide.
Even Childish Gambino hopped in the beef with a what is that song called? Ishinoya? Something like that.
Widely interpreted as Pharrell calling out Drake for leading a quote-unquote double life, with Pharrell basically questioning Drake's authenticity, suggesting he isn't the person he presents to the public. The track continues with, "Some of your dirt has come to light. Why were you speeding up that hill until the brakes come off? And someone saw you in a fight. Am I right?" Here, Pharrell seems to acknowledge and confirm the rumors Kendrick exposed. The chorus alludes to Drake's jet-setting lifestyle and suggests that his reputation is now hanging by a thread. You got cars to drive, plenty of jets to fly. When will you arrive? You're running out of time. Don't you see that everything is on the line? Considering Pharrell's history of maintaining an almost monk-like demeanor, Double Life stands out as an unusually pointed response. P's response, delivered through a song for a children's movie, aligns with his ethos of non-confrontation while still addressing the situation in his own way. And whether intentional or not, Double Life added another layer to this decade-long feud, and it's a move that perfectly encapsulates Pharrell's ability to respond without compromising his reputation for peace and professionalism. Pharrell Williams is a man of many roles: a creative director at Louis Vuitton, a key partner with Adidas, the founder of a skincare line, an advisor to Nigo's brand Human Made, and he's still a prolific music producer for artists across the industry. His ventures span far beyond music, even including a unique biographical collaboration with Lego to create a movie about his life.
I gotta watch that.
So many business partnerships and creative endeavors, Pharrell has mastered the art of maintaining a clean track record and preserving his relationships. And this was on full display during a recent GQ interview, where he accepted the award for Fashion Designer of the Year. When questioned about his reluctance to address controversies, Pharrell offered a thoughtful and philosophical response. Silence is an exercise. Allowing your work to speak for you is an exercise. Being okay with the fact that most people are going to miss it. Being extra okay with the fact that the people who don't miss it, who decide they want to act like it was their idea, they're going to get very loud about it, and they're going to get the credit for it, until some of the real sleuths out there will be like, nah, here go the receipts, and you wait on that, but you stay in silence. You don't say nothing. As Pusha says, if you know, you know. Later during the interview, the discussion turned to Drake's purchase of Pharrell's iconic jewelry during the Jupiter auction, and when asked about the sale, Pharrell downplayed its significance and dismissed any personal attachment to the items. You never realize how much all the stuff you have weighs on you, but it does. You don't know until you get rid of it. The muscles in my back, now they work without straining. When you let that go, man, you feel so free. At this point, when the interviewer pressed further, referencing Drake's purchase, Pharrell's response was remarkably calm and concise. Here, Pharrell continued to project an air of indifference, even calling Drake a quote-unquote fan and highlighting his obsession for hip-hop memorabilia. At the heart of all of it, he's a fan of music. He's a fan of the history of what it is, and I happen to be a part of that, and those artifacts are a part of that. Now, Drake's fascination with hip-hop history is well documented. He was once an active member of the Neptunes online forums in the early 2000s and even spent $200 on a microphone signed by Pusha T, a subtle nod Pharrell seemed to allude to. And when the interviewer brought up Drake's disses on Meltdown and Family Matters, Pharrell's lack of concern remained steadfast. And then he was rapping about melting the jewelry down and saying, come get his legacy out of my house and all that stuff. How did that strike you? It didn't. When you let things go, a huge part of it is actually letting go, not just of the physical item, but letting go of your connection to what it's supposed to mean, or the memory. That was the purpose. Despite Drake's repeated attempts to beef, Pharrell remains unbothered, focusing instead on his broader legacy and responsibilities. It's a sharp contrast to Drake, who
I need to find the patience and the indifference level of Pharrell, bro.
has long been known for holding grudges, petty remarks, and sneak dissing throughout his career. Meanwhile, Pharrell has faced far bigger challenges in his career, from the Blurred Lines lawsuit with Robin Thicke over Marvin Gaye's intellectual property, to his recent legal fallout with former Neptunes collaborator Chad Hugo. Pharrell has navigated controversies.
Dang. The former production team is in court over business dealings under their Neptunes moniker.
Grace. Even under public scrutiny or facing animal rights protests at his shows, he's consistently maintained a mature and composed demeanor. Pharrell is a married father of 4, and this kind of beef seems to be something that he's too grown to deal with, whereas Drake seems to have an age problem as he continues to navigate getting older but clinging on to his youthful lifestyle. Ultimately, Pharrell's response, or lack thereof, speaks volumes about his pride.
Hey, I want to see another war. I want to see another rap beef. Drake this Kendrick, Drake this Kendrick, somebody. Kendrick diss Drake, somebody diss somebody, please.
While
I need it. I need it.
Taking Drake
I want
on
beef.
in lyrical
I
battles,
want beef.
Pharrell doesn't
I want
engage.
beef.
Not because he's indifferent, but because he knows his energy is better spent elsewhere. In contrast, Drake's efforts to provoke him seem more like the actions of someone looking for validation, rather than a true rival. But YouTube thinks you'll love the video on screen. Click to watch now. Drake is no stranger.
A million. Oh.